Every day, Legal Aid Society meets people at their most vulnerable and provides them with the support and the advocacy that's needed to really move their lives in a positive direction.
Well, I come to the office very early in the morning. I'm usually here a little after 7 o'clock in the morning and I open up, but on the lights, I have some working clients who have to be at work at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. And so I'll come in and make an appointment with them and I'll see them early in the morning.
So the Legal Aid Society Civil Practice last year worked on more than 48,000 matters. We do that with a staff of just a little more than 270 lawyers, social workers, paralegal case handlers, investigators, and support staff.
Good morning, Legal Aid for the Aging.
Yeah, he's just trying to get everybody out.
I know.
Every day, the hardest thing that we do in the civil practice is say no. We have clients that qualify for our services financially, but we can't take their cases because we don't have the resources. We don't have the staffing to do it. Unlike the criminal practice and the juvenile rights practice, those parts of the Legal Aid Society receive government funding because there's a right under the law to counsel. No such right for those very same clients who may have a civil problem.
Today I'm working on a client who doesn't have lawful permanent residence in the United States. She has conditional lawful permanent residence. We're going to petition immigration to remove the conditions on her green card so that she can get a permanent green card. Usually your spouse does that for you, but when there's domestic violence, the spouse isn't cooperative, so she has to do it on her own.
We're standing in front of the Prospect Park residence, which for decades has provided housing for seniors in our community. Back in February, the owner, who purchased the building about 7 years ago, told the 130 people who live here in their 80s, 90s, and 100s that they had 90 days to get out.
Yeah, I expected to live here until like my final breath. What happened is the rug was pulled out from under my plan.
To throw out 130 seniors, it's just wrong, and everyone knows it's wrong. Luckily, we had some good friends at the Legal Aid Society. We were able to reach out to Judith Goldener and her team and say, is there any legal claim here?
So we filed a lawsuit. We'll be heard next week, and we're really hopeful that a judge will understand that this was not done the right way and stop it.
We like to go where our clients are, and they're not just in our offices. What that means is that we work off of our mobile justice unit. We're in remote areas where clients can feel safe and have a confidential space in which to tell us about their legal problems.
So I'm here today at PATH, which is the intake facility for all families in New York City who are applying for shelter with minor children or who are pregnant. And so I'm out here today to help families who are having trouble with that process. And if they have nowhere to go for the night, I can represent them to help them get shelter so they don't end up on the trains or out in the street.
It's a long process. We went through it 3 times already. And thank God, hopefully this will be our last time.
My name is Satish Nori. I'm the attorney in charge of the Queens Neighborhood Office. We are a civil office, so we help poor people in Queens on civil issues. Because in civil cases, there's no right to an attorney. And when you get those court papers, whether it's for an eviction or foreclosure, you really don't know what to do next. And we try to guide people at the very least and tell them, this is what you should do. These are the questions that you should ask.
We used to when he had a job, but then he was laid off.
People say that our clients are the most vulnerable, but really I think they're some of the strongest, most resilient people that you'll ever meet.
Has anyone else heard from judges when we do it one way or the other that this was not the procedure they'd want us to be following?
Well, we always look to stabilize our clients' lives, so we have a housing law practice, an employment law practice, we have a health law unit, we have an HIV/AIDS representation project. And we have a law reform unit because we understand that oftentimes to make significant change, you also have to engage in legislative advocacy or in class action or affirmative litigation.
In early 2010, some workers who were getting together through a workers' center called the National Mobilization Against Sweatshops came to us saying that they were being cheated out of wages.
So when I speak up, the manager and the boss, they fire me.
In the end, we settled the case on behalf of about 60 delivery workers.
Every day, the Legal Aid Society, we help clients find a way when there's no way. New York City is a city that never sleeps, and so the Legal Aid Society doesn't sleep.